Good evening, ghouls and goblins, and welcome to yet another terrifying session of Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. My name is Philip, I am the Dreadmaster, and around me are our wonderful players. Say hello, players.
Hello, players.
Hello, players.
Mental.
Sometimes even I think better of it. Welcome to chapter 79, which is nice plus 10. We have done this 79 times, or 78 times, but we have by tonight's end we'll be at 79, and I'm so excited to have you all here with me. Kind of continuing to run this crazy game. I think we're gonna just kind of get into it here pretty quick, because
Are we hyping right now, though?
Shoot, are we hyping?
We're hyping.
Oh my God, we're hyping. Okay,
So
well then,
hype.
wait, should we do a different thing for hyping?
I don't know.
I don't know. Should we do it really for hyping?
Here's, I don't know.
What are we supposed to do?
Oh, I got an idea. Height. What level are we at? I don't want to be unreasonable in my
Level
suggestion.
Level two.
Yeah.
Level 2, 50%.
Let's say if we can get to a level 4 hype as I do my pre-show chat here. Tell you what, level 4 hype, we will up the ante in the game.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
Oh, should it level 4 or level 5? Maybe it should be level 5. Well,
Level 4.
Level 4. If we do a level 4 hype, the very first thing we will do in this game is roll a d13 because another Mistwalker is coming to town.
Fine. I fucked myself over with that one.
A little bit. Oh. Tier. Oh, whoa! You're doing. Apparently, you want that to
God
happen. Thank you so much.
Dane.
All right. Well,
Did it work? Did it do it?
Oh, did it, baby?
I think we're at level 3.
I don't know. Them things be thangin'. They might keep thangin' higher.
Oh, that is also true. I'll also. Oh well, here I'll do a little bit of chatting about some other things going on. We have a lot of other fun games. On Sunday, we're going to be doing a talk back. I know we had Blue Moon entirely since then, but on Sunday night, we're going to be doing a little chat about some of our Star Wars games. I think Pierce kind of wanted to chat about, how things had gone since he ran a Star Wars game for a while. So we're going to have some of the players from those on and just kind of talk about that system and how things went down with all of that. On Monday, we are back with more of our very exciting Lost Lore Academia, which has been heating up because in game last week we wound up actually like coining. Oh, what did it already happen?
Oh, we're at level 5. Is it level 5? Are we at level 5 now?
I think we're wow.
Wait, the celebration.
Oh my gosh, guys! There's so much hype. This is an unstoppable hype train.
Level 4
Level
complete.
4.
Level 4. Well, then we're at level 4.
I know.
No,
So-
we're level
On
4
level
complete.
5.
Level 4 is complete. Level 4 is a thing of the past. We're done with it.
Once you oh wow. So the thing you're working on is the current level. I should have said we should go for level 5 because I wanted to do it. Point is, we made it where I was hoping. I misunderstood, but great, cool. Thank you so much. Wow, that's so exciting. Well, yeah. Well, keep it going, and I don't know, even more crazy stuff will happen. But on our past game of Lost Lore Academia, which really kind of got away with for me and was a very long session, and a lot more happened than I was really intending to. But we basically introduced a new tag that has become an incredibly important tag, and so they were looking for lore masters. We're doing a book fair about that right now. Go to our Discord if you want to join in with that, and it's going to be really fun as they are guaranteed to be able to summon a lore master at the beginning of next week. After this, it'll be based on who gets the most action. So, what's really fun about the lore masters is a lot of them are characters you've never met, so they actually will come with no baggage. Or like you might have heard of them.
Nice.
Whereas other of them, because for example, the one who got today is another Blood from a Stone one. I don't know if you saw this, Lauren. Mr. Walker, the footman, is a lore master And you guys have 65 of 75 lore for him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is one of them. Mr. Rawlings, I don't know if you saw that, Dan, has the lore master tag. He watched film 13.
He deserved it. Hey, he worked for that thing.
He really did.
Saw the
So
film.
he saw the film. He knows things about the nature of that place. We'll be getting another one. You'll be getting one from somewhere based on what gets the most stuff.
Also,
Lauren. Yeah.
In the Discord, which I'm putting in the chat for those who aren't involved, we do have the channel on there where you can sort of participate and also see the group text. In
Group
which
text is very
my
fun.
character and Dan's character are battling.
What I really
I
like.
would say it's where you're attacking me and I'm just like trying to hook up with Frankie.
I
No,
would say what.
You're going after me first. You're just not used to a strong, independent woman.
The thing that it says, wait a minute, it says it says about to beat your last record, keep up the support. Can we try for 6 maybe? Let's maybe try. I mean, I guess we should always be trying.
No, we are trying to get to 5. So apparently you complete 4, and then I reread it.
So we are on 4. We are just on 4.
Well, we've completed 4, but then
Okay.
you have to earn 5. So we're kind of in.
I think Dan just
5 limbo.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Well, thank you for that. Thank
you, everyone.
I don't know if that means we hit our record, but there was something about records or something that was on there. So I was like,
I couldn't let Zane sling that thing around without me slinging that thing around too.
It's very kind of you to do.
Yeah, we got to sling it around.
Thanks for the hype, everyone. That's very exciting.
I'm gonna leave and y'all can slang your things around.
Not on Twitch. We can't. What a totalitarian site this is. Can't even swing them. Well, yeah. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff. If you want to join that game, if you want to join the downtime of that, just message Long Lost Lore on our Discord, and I can add you to the Folklore Studies Department of Oakshire University. And check out the group chat, which is mainly just it genuinely is 4 women trying to come up with a strategy and 2 men just being dicks. That's how I would. That's just DJ3 and Connor.
Connor's not a nice dude.
Yeah.
Connor sucks.
Oh, I know.
I know. No, I'm not. I really like the vibe a lot. It's delightful. So, with all of that in mind, let's talk a little bit about 13 Tombstones, which is our current storyline here on Blood from a Stone, way back in the OG Dreadland Paradise. We have met Morgan Mason and Alvin Theodore, who work in the funereal industry. Through mysterious means, they have come upon a collection of 13 beautifully embellished but otherwise blank headstones. They have spoken the names thus far of 4 individuals, all of whom, they spoke their names and said, "I wish so-and-so were dead." When this happened, the names were suddenly and mystically chiseled upon the headstone, and there has been a lot of interest from powerful other creatures. Morgan and Morgan and Alvin are not certain what this necessarily means, although a bunny rabbit, who also seems to be a devil, sort of suggested to Morgan that he'll keep her safe in exchange for the first miracle if she fills all 13 of these tombs. There has been talk of other people sort of coming here. Other forces will be descending on Paradise looking for this. That's what was warned to you. Even so, you all, you have said 4 names. The first was Patricia Head, who is dead. Patricia Head is dead. The second name you put on there was Mrs. Quimby, a woman who was not respectful of the graveyard. That was Alvin's name. The third name was James Breton, kind of a local cad about town who Morgan felt the world would be better off without. And then when you guys went to the hospital to see some elderly people who might be closer to heading out anyway, Alvin, you said Vespasian McGillicuddy. I wish Vespasian McGillicuddy would drop dead because he was being a little rude to you. So his name, you actually don't know if his name has been added. You guys have not returned since that occurred. But upon doing this, you guys then went to go check on Mrs. Quimby. You left Father Yates, who was there doing sort of last rites, who just kind of ministering to the sick. You went to see Mrs. Quimby only to watch Mrs. Quimby shot dead by a mysterious gentleman who had just come from the shop of one Templeton, Worcestershire. This man is the Soldier of Fortune, one of the Mistwalkers, whom last time we saw him was in Voluptua getting messed up by a dreadlord.
But not before he got messed up with who was it? Tiffany Stiff?
Tiffany Stiff, who's so petite, so cute. Fits into a little dog costume because she's just so small and cute.
Thank goodness they're so cute now, thanks to millennials not having kids and only having dogs. Wrong show. Wrong.
That's fine. She can say that. That seems like the kind of weird comment that a girl like that would suddenly drop into things. It's like she'll be talking and you're like, okay, and you're not and then like she'll say something about the Polish and you're like, okay, all right, Tiffany. This ain't great. In any case, so as we
Hype train.
we completed level 5. Thank you everyone for such strong support. Thank you so much for all of the hype. That was super fun. So Templeton, he welcomed this Soldier of Fortune to his shop. Soldier of Fortune was actually here both to get some cigars and also to check on these things. Soldier of Fortune tried to break into Morgan's place. That didn't work. He saw the rabbit. He shot at the rabbit. He seemed a little messed up. He basically said to Templeton, like, I actually like you, man. You should clear out because this place might not be standing in a week. And Templeton's response was, okay. So Templeton went to the Redfoot boarding house on Main Street, and that is where we left these 3 characters. But what transpired last week, unbeknownst to any of them, was still a chapter of this game, the Soldier of Fortune having dispatched with Mrs. Quimby. For whatever purpose, it seems like he's trying to take out the people on that list. In fact, he got all their addresses from Templeton. He then went to the home of James Breton, in one of these sort of nicer, residential streets in Paradise. He knocked on the door and found Mrs. Breton, Miss Carla Breton, someone we've seen before at one of Dahlia's shows like over a year ago. And we also saw her in a book called Taste of Paradise. And he tried to get into the house, and things got a little violent for the old Soldier of Fortune. There were a lot of brutal face punches, body shots, not of the voluptua kind, body shot to the body.
They weren't sexy.
There were gargoyles punching through windows. There was a bunch of grenades set off, an explosion of a jeep, and finally there was the appearance of the Stone Man. But the Soldier of Fortune, thanks to a natural 20, and for basically no other reason, the Soldier of Fortune managed to... Oh, well, thanks to a natural 20 and then a deal that I gave myself.
Ooh, that is so close.
The hour is 11 on the dread clock. It is raining and weathering here in Paradise, but the Soldier of Fortune remains, but now the Stone Man and his current inamorata, Carla Breton, a barbarian who can take a real beating, they are maybe aware of something going on. So, 11th hour, 2 to a dreadstorm. I'm getting ready for tonight's game here. I'm getting excited. I think it's the time. Let's dive in as soon as I read tonight's invocation. Can't you hear the choir now? Listen to the animals sing. Can't you hear the slaughterhouse bells? In the land of the pigs, the butcher is king. I have my D13. Would one of you rather make this roll? I said we're starting with this.
No,
Okay.
thank you.
Dan would. Give me a shot, Dan.
4.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh, joy. Oh, genuine joy. I've been ready for this one. Templeton, Worcestershire. You checked yourself in to the Redfoot boarding house.
Yes, I did.
As you entered, you saw this is probably not a place you really would ever come to. It's a very sort of dark, dank, grimy windows, peeling wallpaper sort of place. There was actually a nicer house, or a nicer sort of hotel, that you actually like can remember from a longer time ago, but the memories, like often happens to people in Paradise, kind of get fuzzier. You believe it burned down, but there used to be like a really nice hotel, so this is kind of like the main hotel. One notable thing about this place when you checked in is that on the counter, in a bell jar, a grimy, dusty bell jar, there is a curved, leathery foot that is a very sort of like vivid crimson color. You're not sure if it was... Go ahead.
That is fascinating.
Yeah, it's you're not sure if it was painted or dyed or what it was, but that is kind of what this... You're not sure if the place is named after the foot or if they got the foot because this is what it's named after. But you saw that when you checked in. You were given room number 7.
An auspicious number, do I say?
There you go. So you are in you're in room 7. Unless you'd like to be somewhere else. This is maybe you've checked in about an hour ago.
If I heard the sounds of any commotion outside?
Make a perception check. We'll say once you sort of...
That is a 15 overall.
A 15 overall. You don't hear any like I think any exploding cars would be a ways away, and you might have heard something that sounded like a gunshot. It actually would be several blocks up, and with car noise and in rooms, you probably didn't really hear that either, no matter where you were checking in. But I would say with a 15, you certainly hear a whistling coming from the hallway. And it's sort of an uneven gait. There's kind of like a heavy step, and then this kind of like sound, and a heavy step, and
Interesting. Well, clearly there's someone out there who has some kind of impediment to their gait or manner of walk, and it would be rude of me to go look at them and, ogle someone who this may be a source of embarrassment for them. I don't know. I don't want them to feel any more put upon than, it seems they might be a little slower to get around, and I don't want to be rude and stare, so I shall simply let this fella or fellaette pass on by.
the whistling, kind of some sort of like jaunty sort of tune, sort of stops, and you hear this kind of like, and at your own door, you hear like a key being like inserted into the lock, but it turning and not working. Muttering sound, kind of.
Well, it's clearly not attempted burglary, otherwise it would be a lot more stealthy about it. So, is there a peephole on this door?
Certainly.
I'd like to quietly go up and look through this peephole.
Understood. Make a stealth roll.
9.
9. I'll say that between the sort of like the quiet, you step on this, like there's a love seat in the room that's kind of in good shape, but the rest of this room is just nonsense. But you sort of step on this one floorboard, and there's this squeak, and it's right as you're like moving the little keyhole thing, and you see out there's a man who's probably about like 45 or 50, very weathered face, kind of like darkish skin, who kind of just like looks at the peephole, maybe seeing some light moving, and says, "Ah, is this my room?"
No, sir. No, sir. This is my room.
Hey,
Room 7. I booked this room.
hey. Aye, so it is. So it is. Hey. Yeah.
Which room? Can I help you? Do you need help finding your room, sir?
No, I can, well, perhaps. I'm a bit befuddled.
I'll open the door.
See this man, he's sort of standing there. He's in this kind of like pea coat. He does have a peg leg. And there is a sort of a he seems sort of discombobulated. He seems a bit
Like, does he look like, is his dress like out of place, or?
His dress, it's interesting. His dress is not out of place in the same way that the Soldier of Fortune's dress is not out of place. The Soldier of Fortune is wearing appropriate clothing for the area, and yet the Soldier of Fortune is also wearing like what would pass for tactical clothing in Paradise. So it's not street clothes, but it's like
It's just distinctive.
It's the best. It's like you wouldn't be shocked that in Paradise there was someone with kind of like a nautical vibe, but he does have this kind of pea coat and like a striped shirt. And kind of this peg, like there's a clear sort of like vibe from this guy. He's thank you, lad. I was
Hold on, I'm Templeton. What's your name?
Your name is Templeton. That's a nice thing. He sort of shifts his key. Oh, your key is like a big, like 7 on like a chain. He shifts his key, which says 8 on it, and kind of shifts that into his hand. And he Templeton, good to know ya, lad. I'm glad to put my eyes on you. I'm glad I have 2 eyes to put on you.
Yeah. What's your name?
Oh, I'm just an old sailor.
All right. Well, it looks like your key says 8. I think you're right across the hall.
Aye, I was. I must have seen that and got confused, but I'm glad to put my eyes on you. Tell me, Templeton, are there any others who've sort of come to town? Anyone else you notice staying in this here Barden house?
I just checked in myself, so I couldn't rightly say, but
Templeton, where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm from here, from Paradise.
Oh, you're here for a bit of an afternoon delight. Sailor's pleasure, if you take my meaning.
No, I think I do take
port, and what you can only get in port if you're not interested in making love to a pile of rope.
Have you done that?
Aye. I've done a lot of things.
I must say that does sound quite unpleasant, but who am I to judge another man's proclivities? Let me just say, I'm here just my place of business is otherwise engaged for a few days, and thought I would say I live there too. Right near there.
Oh, your place of business is engaged for a few days. What line of work are you in?
I'm just I sell cigars.
Oh, tobacco. I love a good. You don't have any on you, do you? I can pay.
Actually, I did. I brought a few of them.
I'd love, sir. If you'd either, I'd be happy to pay, or I'd trade you to some of the finest rum you'll ever know. Come, have some rum with me. Tell me of what's brought you here, son. Yeah.
I'll trade you a cigar for
Yeah, come along in. And he then heads with no trouble. He goes to door 8 and opens it without any issue and just, oh, look at this pile of shit, but still nicer than many of the places I slept in my time. He kind of sets a bag down and just pulls out this huge bottle of rum, pulls the thing off. So, he's pours a couple glasses. Come on in, lad. Come on in. Don't be shy.
All right, yeah. I'll go on in. I'll bring a couple cigars.
Yeah, there. Sorry, the glasses in here are filthy, but so's the rum, but in a good way, I promise, I assure you.
Well, the alcohol will sterilize anything, right?
I could tell you a story about what alcohol is sterilized. I once saw a man cut from stem to stern by a harpoon.
Were you in the war?
You might say that. He gets this real, far away look. You might. And it's almost as if you can, smell the salt air. But at this point, we will cut over to Morgan and Alvin.
From stem to stern.
You are heading to... Morgan, you're going back to Mason Memorial Masonry. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. What are both of your passive perceptions?
14.
14. Morgan?
14 as well.
Okay, so Alvin, are you driving? It's your truck, probably.
Yes.
So Alvin, as you're driving up, you do notice, kind of as you're pulling up toward the place, there is a white rabbit in the road, just kind of like right in the middle of the road, looking at you very intensely. And Morgan, you notice it too as you guys are driving up.
It's in the middle of the road, in our path?
Yes.
Alvin slows down.
Okay.
And stops right in front of the rabbit.
After a moment, the rabbit hops up onto the hood. And even though the hood is probably hot, the rabbit seems to almost yeah, I like it. But it just sort of sits there on the hood and just kind of looks back and forth at both of you. And then, kind of as if not summoning the will, but just kind of getting into the headspace, the rabbit just goes...
We have to turn around, and I'll look at the rabbit. This isn't the right way.
You're literally turning into your own parking lot. That's where the rabbit has stopped you.
Quick question.
Oh no, I know, but
yeah.
he's shaking his head.
So, would we think that's weird?
Alvin, you probably think it's very weird. Morgan has had some experience with it already.
Yes. I'll just say to Alvin, just stay here. I'm gonna see about something, and I'll get out of the car and approach Hopper.
All right. As you approach Hopper, Hopper just kind of turns his head back to your door. And Morgan, with your passive perception of 14, you notice that your door is off the hinges.
Is there someone in there? Should I go in?
The rabbit... I'm actually going to roll for the rabbit to see how well he can convey this. A 19. And with charisma, I will say the rabbit kind of rears up a bit and starts tapping a little rabbit foot like this. And then with one paw gestures as if implying quickly.
Okay, so I'll motion to Alvin to wait in the car, and then I'll go into the shop and go to check on the tombstones, the headstones.
All right. You head in and you see your door has been busted down. but also there appears to be like almost an explosive energy to it. Hopper is kind of coming with you, is hopping behind. You also see there are several bullet holes in your floor and a couple on your wall.
Okay, and the tombstones?
The tombstones, there are 12 tombstones left. 3 of them now have names, not only 2. Vespasian McGillicuddy has been engraved on one.
Okay. Okay. And is the door like shattered, or is it just like fallen down?
The door, it's like the door was broken off the hinges, but like the door frame is also, there seems to have been some concussive force that blew it off, and you do see pieces of the door.
So there's no way to like put it back in.
Make an investigation roll.
6 plus.
You are
whatever it
definitely
is.
welcome to ask Alvin for help, but you don't see like an easy one now.
Okay. So I'll go back to the truck and say, Alvin, it looks like somebody broke in. The headstones are all there, and that man's name was what was it?
Vespasian McGillicuddy.
Vespasian McGillicuddy. So
Yeah.
Perhaps we should move the tombstones
do you have a safe place?
in my shed. I can make you a peanut butter sandwich.
Maybe later. Maybe after we move these, I'll need some protein because this is going to take some effort. So, and I'll look at Hopper and say, so this should be done quickly. As a question. Okay. Yeah. Let's get moving. And is there like a
I'm sure you have some kind of dolly to move heavy stone. Absolutely.
dolly? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we will do that.
You can begin the process.
Yes.
I'm gonna cut back to Templeton. Templeton, he's told you a few kind of like whale of a tales, you know, sort of some stuff that seems very larger than life and crazy. But he sort of pauses at this point and says, "Aye, but I'm an old tar. I could tuck your ear off if I'm given half the chance. You were saying."
Well, I mean, you're the one who you know goes around sailing everywhere. I've lived here my whole life.
It's a good cigar, but I do wish it were in a pipe. Arg. A pipe tobacco's there's something beautiful about sucking on a pipe stem. I don't know what it is.
I mean, how long are you in town? If I go back to my store, I can certainly try. I have some there. I can bring some for you.
I'd pay you. I have much plunder, much booty. I could offer you in exchange for such a thing. But this reminds me of your own mysterious tale, Templeton, my lad. Why is it, pray tell, that you're not able to be at your place of business and residence for a time?
A customer of mine just wanted to rent out the store for a few days.
Aye, customer did. Aye. How interesting. What kind of customer rents out a tobacco shop and puts the owner out at his own home?
Yeah, like he paid quite a bit of money, so I thought the more money, the fewer questions.
Aye, I understand. He arrived today, did he?
Yeah, earlier this morning. He comes in and out.
Was he Let me I'll tell you what. If I can guess something about his nature in far guesses, then perhaps I can have another one of those cigars.
How many? Sure. Yeah, that's you know what? Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah.
All right then.
So,
my first guess. And but one other little question. This is someone known to you? Someone you've seen before? Someone only
Yes.
comes to town from time to time. Yes.
Traveling salesman.
A traveling salesman. Oh, a
Oh
salesman.
no, actually, no, I don't know salesman. I don't know why I said. But I assume he's a salesman. He travels from town to town, has work to do. So.
All right. Is he? All right. So, he doesn't. He doesn't have a pugilist's sort of energy to him. Look like he knows the sweet science. A boxer, perhaps. In the ring.
I mean, he looks like he could definitely pack a punch.
But he's not wearing those funny red gloves, or he's got cauliflower ears.
Why would someone walk around wearing boxing gloves? Oh, that just seems quite a.
Why would someone? It almost seems like such a person would be an identifiable idiot, but fair enough, so not a boxer.
Right, yeah.
But you say he's... So it is a he. Well then, I don't have me 3 other guesses. Wait a minute, sir. Is he a handsome fella? Real handsome, but sort of shifty? Does he look like he never keeps down an honest job? Is he handsome and sort of clean cut has this sort of movie star look, but you can't really trust him? It seems like he's a drifter from one job to another. Is that who you seen?
No.
He's a friend of mine. A man, you see. Is he a little nerdy boy? He's got a little booklet, and he likes to take notes. Is he he's a writer? He thinks himself some kind of reporter, a journalist. Is he? You see him?
No, are you just guessing friends of yours? These are all quite an eclectic crew you keep with. If these are all your friends.
They're not only friends. I have one guess left, and you've told me it's a man. You have.
Well, I unfortunately I wish in the spirit of competition I had not given you such an extra tidbit of information, but
Suddenly, this old salt gets this sort of fearsome look. Oh, Templeton, my lad. This man in question, he wouldn't have a soldier's bearing, would he? Would he be a mustachioed gentleman, always well armed? Perhaps rumbled up here on a motorcycle or in a jeep? Does he look like a military man, or perhaps a mercenary?
well, I mean, yes, but how could you know that?
I'll take that cigar now. He pours himself more rum. The soldier, has taken over your establishment, has he, Mr. Templeton?
How do you know who he is?
He is neither friend nor foe, but he has been foe on a few occasions. Remember that story I told you about a man with a harpoon?
Ah, yeah.
Well, perhaps that soldier's the one. What did the harpooning?
Interesting.
Or perhaps I'm just an old sailor telling tales. He takes the cigar. Would you be mind terribly if I mash this up and smoke it in me pipe? Would that be disrespectful to the tobacco? I don't know.
Your cigar now. You can do what you like with it.
He kind of cuts it open and puts it into his pipe and just. Rented out your establishment, did he?
Yes.
Oh. I've come to town I've come to town for an important purpose, but I think that this actually bears reporting. I need to go meet a gentleman would live here, to whom I should go and pay me respects. But you're welcome to finish the bottle. You can stay in my room as long as you like. I'll be taking the rest of my things just in case I need them. He kind of stands up and sort of begins walking to the door. You notice that though he has a peg leg, when he was moving through the hall, you heard him. He seemed to be walking with a sort of exaggerated kind of slowness. Right now, he is moving like it's not easily keep pace with anyone. He's just moving very quickly, sort of to the door. Good to see ya, Mr. Templeton, Worcestershire. Are you looking at him with that expression like you're about to ask him something else?
Yeah, I never told you my last name.
Oh, forgive me. That's a Dreadmaster mistake. I assumed
Okay,
just
all
said
right,
it in the
all
off
right.
thing.
Yeah.
So he'll just say, "Thank you, Templeton, me lad." Just kidding. That's not a.
Okay,
That was
all right. Okay.
That was an off-screen movie error. That was a deleted scene. Never you mind. He just heads on out then.
Right.
Bye.
I'm just gonna pour a big glass of the rum and then leave his room.
All right. Cool. Morgan and Alvin. You are loading up the car. Could you please both make... Alvin, I want you to make an athletics roll, as you're just kind of heaving stuff, but if there's another roll that you would want to sort of suggest would make sense for you for your kind of like just general manual labor, Morgan, it would be athletics for you. It was what?
Athletics is right, yeah.
Cool. Morgan, if you want to suggest a different role for you helping to load these in, I'm open to other skills.
I'll take it. It's a 19.
Fair enough. Yeah, and I mean, realistically, I don't know that you'd have... Yeah, nature perception, slight... Yeah, you know what? We'll make it a 24. You could throw cars on top of it. It's like, you know, like I know how to pack I know how to pack a car. So you guys managed to... What did you have, Alvin?
23.
With both over 20, the two of you actually pack all remaining 12 tombstones in very short time. So you won't receive any further visitations. Well done. Hopper kind of has been watching all of this, and as you're kind of now getting back into the car, Hopper jumps into the car with you.
I'll look at Alvin and say, I have a pet now, and I'll pet Hopper.
You know
Tentatively.
they're known to carry rabies.
He's not a biter.
Hopper kind of looks at you, Alvin.
Alvin just looks right back at him and goes,
Okay. Are you gonna drive or just stare at my rabbit?
let's move on. Alvin drives to
Interesting.
his shed.
Back to the grand necropolis of paradise. Alvin, you're able to get back to the grand necropolis without issue.
So maybe what we should do is set up the tombstones at the empty grave sites. Just so we're ready.
Perhaps we can get some help. And Alvin whistles to see if we can maybe get some assistance.
You whistle. And Alvin, it doesn't take long before you see someone coming out of that tall tower. It's Agnes. In her sort of wimple, her very old-fashioned garb, she comes up to you and says, "Hello, sir."
Agnes,
Yes.
we have a need for your assistance. We've got to place these gravestones in the appropriate places where they're going to be most aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, sir.
Can you assist?
I can, sir.
Well,
Do you need more help, sir?
do you have more people who can help us?
Yes, sir. You can whistle again, sir.
Alvin, I just want to say, I most of the time, the more the merrier, but I think in this particular situation, we should keep it as minimal as possible.
Very well.
If you want a lot of help, sir, I'm but a small woman, sir. I will help where I can, sir, but you could whistle, and whistle, and whistle again. And many hands make short work, sir.
We do have some bodies to recover. Can you leave the graveyard?
I have done, sir. You whistled for me, didn't you, sir? Can I come?
I did. We have at least 2 bodies to bring into these grave sites.
You wish us to get the body, sir?
Is it something you can take care of for us?
We want to serve. If you whistle, whistling will come to you. If you whistle again, there's no like immediate effect, but then sort of slowly you see coming out of the tower another woman. Is walking sort of slowly, dressed similar to Agnes.
We need the help, Miss Mason.
Why? This is a very complicated situation. Why are they all dressed like that? You know what? I'm just not gonna ask any more questions.
This other woman just sort of pauses, and Agnes kind of looks at her, and she just looks down, waiting.
Good. What time of the day is it?
I'll say afternoon at this point.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
God be with you.
And with you.
Yes. I'm Alvin. This is Miss Mason.
Morgan. You can call me Morgan.
We need some assistance. We have some recently deceased individuals that need to be brought here and placed in their burial plots. Burial plots that match the names on the gravestones.
With discretion. Of course. Just wanted to add that.
So you... Agnes says. So you don't want our help moving the gravestones, sir?
We can do a bit of both.
Yeah, why don't we start unloading the headstones, and we will get them set up, and then you can go and collect the corpses.
And
Can I look over at Hopper and gauge what he's doing?
Reasonable question, in fact. Let's see. Is Hopper... I'm gonna say that Hopper, because Hopper just rolled a nat 1.
Oh, no.
So Hopper is not paying attention to this situation. Because Hopper probably should have been saying something, but this nat 1 explains why not. So Hopper is just like enamored. You see Hopper's like in the back of the truck, just like looking at the tombstones. He's poring over them.
Okay, you know what? Let's focus on getting the tombstones out. How many more of you are there?
If you need more assistance, miss, you can always whistle.
Okay, how strong are you guys? Can you...
I mean, Agnes is very sort of sturdy looking. She was like, I mean, she caught Alvin from falling off the side of the thing, so she looks like she can.
Okay. Okay, you know what? Go ahead and call reinforcements. We'll just get these off of the car. We've got to get this done now.
You can whistle, and they'll come for you.
Oh boy.
Seems harmless enough.
If you say so. I'm just gonna go ahead and move to
Moving
Unload.
tombstones? I guess
Yeah.
the question is, how many times do you whistle? That's all I need to know.
how many NPCs is Philip gonna play today?
I'm just trying to think. Does Philip like Beetlejuice? Like, if you do it 10 times, or is it 3 times Beetlejuice? That's right. Yeah. What does I'm just more curious. What's Alvin asks, and Miss, I apologize, and your name is?
Elizabeth.
Let's see. We had Agnes.
Theodora.
Medieval woman named Generator.
Genevieve.
Perfect. Guinevere.
Um,
Morgana.
Mary. Okay, here's what we're gonna say. There might be duplicated names of this. If you're asking all their names, there might be some duplicated names.
That's fair.
She's Mary Margaret. Agnes is technically Mary Agnes. Don't worry about it. Anyway,
Very Catholic.
it's just how many times you're going to sort of whistle right now for help.
I'd like to whistle for one more. I feel like if we have 3 individual, we've got plenty of work to go around.
All right, the another woman comes out dressed like these.
Good afternoon.
Okay, let's not make friends now. We're gonna unload these. If you could come over here and help.
They come to you.
Thank you so much. Agnes, Mary. Okay, what is your name? While I'm actively moving the tombstones.
Dagma.
Dagma, what a unique name that you have.
Alvin is particular about how things go in the
moving
Grand Necropolis.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, they will follow your instructions. With 4 hands on a tombstone, they're heavy, but they're movable, certainly. And if you probably didn't have space to bring your dolly, but I'm sure Alvin has a dolly somewhere. So
yeah.
If you are putting these, Alvin, in the spaces that you said they would go, if you get the help of these 3 for the whole time, it will probably take maybe 10 minutes a headstone, so about 2 hours of work.
What? And am I realizing this too?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 minutes, and it's like this is gonna be like 2. This will be like 2 rough hours for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Agnes, how many workers are there that can help us with this?
Oh. There are 10 more.
Okay. And I'll look at Alvin and say, this is gonna take forever if we just have them. And honestly, I think maybe we should just have everyone help, and you know what? They can help dig. And we can be the ones who go check on the occupants of all of them. Perhaps. And I'm trying to make it very clear what I'm saying to him.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if Alvin's picking up what I'm putting down.
That
I
can
think-
be up to Zane and Alvin. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Alvin gets it very well. Agnes, there's lunch in the shed if you get hungry. There's
Peanut butter sandwiches. Lots of protein.
fresh milk.
She just
Would you
stares
like
back
to
at
do the
both of
honors?
you.
I ask Morgan if she'd like to do the honors to whistle. Do you know how to whistle, Miss Mason?
Ooh, that was oddly. Yeah, I do. What a weird thing to do to summon a human being. But okay. It's not like they're dogs or something, but
So you're whistling? You guys are gonna whistle 10 more times?
yeah.
10 more times.
All right. Wow. Yep. 6 women and 4 men
Okay.
emerge from the tower over the matter of a few minutes. The women are all dressed as Agnes is. The men are dressed in sort of simple laborers' clothes. All look like they're from a Renaissance fair, Morgan.
Amazing. Love it. Love the outfits. You are all looking so fantastic. And I'll turn to Alvin and say, so, do you think we can trust them to be discreet and quiet about potentially having an influx of occupants in this particular plot?
Agnes saved my life. I would say so. Alvin calls for Agnes to just leave some final instructions to make sure that all of the gravestones go in the appropriate place to the millimeter, and there's discretion, and to make sure that everyone is fed lunch.
No, sir. No
And
lunch,
to
sir.
dig the graves. To dig.
Or supper, perhaps.
No, sir. But we'll dig as you ask, ma'am.
Thank you so much. But if any of you get hungry, plenty of fresh milk and peanut butter sandwiches
No.
are there.
No.
Why?
If you don't recall, she did not care
She
for that.
thought it
She
was weird.
Very upset.
Yeah. You know
well,
what? If you get hungry, I can bring you something else. Perhaps a charcuterie board with some meats and cheeses, maybe? I could pick some up for it.
We'll
Just
just do
seems to go with the vibe of
do our work, ma'am. She
Okay.
just continues with what she's doing.
Mm.
Make an insight roll.
Me?
Yeah.
That is a not natural 13.
Fiddlesticks. She really didn't like that sandwich.
Yeah.
You think
Okay.
she doesn't trust you people when it comes to food. Maybe they'll all
Okay.
have some hot pockets later or something, but she's just like, no, we're good. So, with that, we're gonna cut back to Mr. Templeton, Worcestershire. So you guys are heading out to go look at people?
Yeah, and potentially add more names.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna go get the bodies, get some more.
Templeton. So you are hanging out in your room, I assume.
Yeah.
Just stay there, all right? I want you. What do you think you're doing? How are you occupying yourself?
I'll read a little bit. I'm not walking around up and down the street, but I'm not straying too far away from the block.
Oh, understood. Okay, great. Okay, well then let's roll me a d4. Let's see sort of where. Actually, give me a d6. Make a
6.
6. Okay, so we'll actually say you.
Is that a 9? I can't tell.
Hey now, you've kind of walked around the block a bit. You did notice that up at Quimby's Hardware and Ladies Apparel, there's like a police car, and like a lot of people are sort of gathered and chatting about something. As you're out on your walk,
Look around and see what's
if you
ask a bystander.
If you ask a bystander without, I mean, do you, somebody? They'll say somebody was shot here. They think Miss Quimby was cheating on her husband, is the rumor.
Ooh, how tawdry and sad.
And then you hear somebody else like, no, that's not it. It was a confusion, mistaken identity. Somebody says, I heard him ask if that was her. So anyway, seems to be something happened. You notice one of the windows of that store have been shot out.
Rest in peace, whoever got shot. I guess Mrs. Quimby.
Hmm. As you make your way back to the Redfoot boarding house, roll a d13.
13, baby, let's go. I don't know if that's a good thing, or I don't know if that will do anything fun here, but
we're pumped up about it, though.
Yeah.
God, I wish it advanced the thing.
I'm not.
But as you sort of walk up to the place, you notice that there is a person who's there's a person sort of standing on the entrance. Much the same way that your friend the sailor and your friend the soldier are maybe wearing clothing that isn't wrong for here, but looks a little bit odd. This person is wearing sort of like almost like some kind of like survivalist gear. A lot of like kind of like leather. Maybe there's like a fringe jacket situation. Their clothing all seems to be very like tanned leather and hide, and they have like a larger bag and on their back, like a nice tanned bag. You even notice that they seem to have like a knife on their belt, like a pretty serious Bowie knife type situation.
All right.
They're just sort of looking at the door of this place, kind of pensively.
The boarding house.
Yeah.
Then as I walk up and go in, I'll kind of open the door and say, "It's unlocked, friend. If you'd like to go inside, not my establishment, but I'm headed in." And if the person doesn't go in, then I'll head in.
You go in, and then the person walks in after you. Looks around. There's the guy at the counter kind of comes out. He's this kind of weird looking dude. He's got like really big ears, kind of very. You're reminded of like a geek at like a circus show. Someone who'd eat a chicken head kind of guy.
Yeah.
Kind of very pronounced features. And he comes out and says, "Oh, busy day today." And this person sort of freezes. Are you just heading upstairs?
I'm headed to my room, yeah.
And you hear as they walk up kind of this very sort of quiet voice saying, "You say it's busy? Have there been a lot of people arriving here?" You head upstairs, Templeton. Don't really hear the rest of that unless you're choosing to stop. So you have to go up kind of like to the third floor. Once you get up there, you find, if you closed the sailor's door, it seems to be as you left it. If you didn't close his door, it is still open and there's no one inside.
I closed the door on the way out.
Yeah.
Seems respectful.
Seems it as it is. You can go back into your own room. Everything seems as it was. That being said, give me another perception roll just for the heck of it.
4.
4. Never mind. You just don't notice nothing. If you want to read a book, read a book.
I'm reading. I'll pull back. I assume it's the mid-afternoon or something. I'll pull back the blinds, let the sunlight come in for now.
It is. You pull back the blinds, and the absolutely just grime-covered window. It's like barely a click of difference in light.
I kind of like use the drapes that I assume are not much cleaner than the window to like lift the window a little bit.
Excellent. As you push on it, it seems that the window is like it's not giving easily. You could force it, but you.
I'm gonna try, but I'm not gonna see if I can avoid breaking it.
Oh, perfect. Okay, make an athletics check with disadvantage.
I don't want to get any. I don't want any of the incidentals coming
Understood.
up in my.
So then do an athletics check, but you'll have disadvantage because you're trying to be careful.
Double 10s, baby. So that's 11 overall.
11. I'll say actually an 11's okay too. It does seem as you're sort of doing it, you're getting this that like it almost looks like the paint. It's like the window's like painted shut, but you actually are able to with an 11. You can like without breaking anything, you can shimmy it like half an inch up.
Great. A little fresh air in here.
Yeah.
Great. I'll sit down and read.
The bed is uncomfortable.
But you know what is comfortable? The large sum of money I was paid to be here.
That is true. And actually, there is a love seat that as you sort of look around, that one seems
right.
like
I'll sit on the love seat.
You sit in the love seat, but it's comfortable, although you do feel there's like something like down sort of amidst the cushions.
I'll take a look for it. I'll dig amongst the cushions.
All right. Your hand wraps around a roughly cubic object that feels very smooth. As you pull it out, what you find yourself what you find yourself looking at is a small, kind of like just fits in the palm of your hand, replica of a washing machine.
Fancy seeing this here. Must be a toy someone left here.
It definitely seems to be a very well-made miniature.
It's well made. I'll like open it up, like see what, fiddle with it for a second, and then once I'm done, put it down on the table.
Okay, great. Yeah, fiddle with it a little. That sounds perfect. So as you open it, and there is a, you kind of like open this little glass window, and you see inside there seems to be a pretty good little replica, pretty serious little replica of like a working washing machine inside. There's no clothes or anything.
Like spin a little bit, or
you can just really put your finger in and kind of spin it around.
I will be amazed at the quality of craftsmanship of this thing for a second.
Make an investigation roll.
9.
You just kind of, you're moving it around. It just seems like a cool little model.
Great. I'll just set it down. Is there like a little table next to the love seat or something? Or?
Yeah. There's a table. There's a table, there's like a little end table. There's also a table, kind of like the main table of the room. A couple chairs next to that has a lot of like red, blue, and green paint. It looks like little stains kind of around.
I'll just set it down on the end table and get to reading.
Understood. You read your book. Mm-hmm. Cool. So, Morgan and Alvin. There's something about Dan not having crossed paths with the two of them and us not forcing it to happen that is genuinely cracking me up. So, Morgan and Alvin. Where are you going?
we need to check on Fitz.
The three names are Mrs. Quimby, whom you saw shot,
Right.
James Breton, status
Yes.
unknown, and Vespasian McGillicuddy, or Mr. McGillicuddy, if you'd rather.
Mr. McGillicuddy, I would like to check on first because he seemed the closest to death.
Understood.
Well,
Unless you have an objection to going to the hospital.
well, he is dead. We killed him. Didn't we? Did he die in front of us or no?
No?
No.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I think it would be most prudent to go to the morgue to see if any of these individuals have passed.
Well, we could also go to the hospital and see if he's still there and potentially see if there are more people who could potentially be passing very soon.
Very well.
How close is the morgue to the hospital? Is the morgue in the hospital?
There probably is a morgue in the hospital, but there's also probably like a morgue at the police station. You know,
Okay.
there's really are too many bodies for a town this small, so some deaths just are like, here we go, the hospital will do it. Other times they take people to the police station when there's been like, I think with you two both being in the funeral business, you suspect Mrs. Quimby's at the police station.
Okay. Having seen her get shot, though, I think we can go check on the others.
Okay. So you're going to the hospital.
Yes.
Great. You were there just a couple, like an hour or so ago, honestly, at this point, maybe an hour and a half ago. You head in, and Father Yates Father Yates is nowhere to be seen at this point. But you do remember how to get to Mr. McGillicuddy's room?
We proceed. Just
Yeah.
want to peek in.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's just kind of laying in there. We'll do odds of sleep, evens. Awake. He is awake. He's sort of just sitting up, kind of sitting up, pretty much upright.
Okay.
Just in the room.
Oh. I'm going to put my hand on Alvin's chest and push him back out of the doorframe and say, let's go check on James Breton.
Shouldn't we smother him?
I'm gonna like grab him by the scruff of his neck and we're gonna like go to leave the hospital.
Fair enough.
He follows.
I know you could fight back, but I'm assuming you're not.
No, very acquiescent.
Okay, so once we're outside and I will check to make sure no one's listening, I will say we're not going to do anything unless we absolutely have to. Do you understand?
I believe we absolutely have to. It's been
Not
done.
okay, not right now though. Not yet. That man was awake and sitting upright. Maybe we can come back later and he can go peacefully in his sleep, however that may happen. But not right now. Let's go check on James Breton and see what his status is. At least we know this one is on his way out.
Very well. He wasn't very likable, though.
Well, okay. I'll just like stomp off to the truck.
All right. So, James Breton, where are you going?
Do we know where he lives?
You could have, if you were looking in stuff, you can certainly find his address.
Okay. We will go to his home.
Perfect. You pull up to his house. By this point, it's maybe drizzling a little bit. His house actually doesn't really look too wild. You with your passive perceptions, I'll say you notice some like tire skids kind of on the driveway. And you do see that maybe like at the far end of the block, Like you'd have to like go like get a little closer. You see there actually are a few cars sort of gathered and some people about, you know, like quarter of a mile down the road.
Perhaps something has already occurred. Shall we look at what's creating the crowd?
Yeah. Let's see.
Right. If you guys drive down there, what you find is that there actually is a police car. There's a few homeowners who are kind of like crossing their arms like this, and there is a telephone pole that is kind of like half tilting over and seems to be burnt. A lot of the grass around this area is also singed and blackened and burned, and there is a Jeep that is just like wrapped around the telephone pole. You notice there's actually a bunch of pieces of like heavy stone, and Morgan, you'll notice just because of stonework, one of the like part of the stone that's broken is like a very like ornately carved gargoyle sort of like face, like this much of one.
Are there people standing around?
Yeah, there are people kind of, they look like homeowners. It's people like crossing their arms, and like there's some sort of beleaguered cop who they're sort of like gesturing, you know, you're hearing phrases of like, we pay our taxes, or like you know, what are you gonna do about this? Like, you know, like power's out, or you're just like, I can't get my mistress on the telephone, whatever, things like this. So you seem to have a lot of like irritated people. And there's a cop just like looking at this car that's been wrapped around. You don't see any bodies in the car.
Okay.
And we've never seen that vehicle, have we?
Ooh.
I want both of you to make an investigation roll.
Oh. 19 plus 2, 21.
21. Alvin?
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
It's a 13.
And what is your modifier?
It's a 0.
Sweet mystery of life, at last I found you. I'm gonna actually do that for 12. I love you. I love you more than any human. Okay. So.
Wow.
With that. Oh, sorry, I just got too honest for a second. Please roll a d13.
Fuck. 13.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
A 13.
It's a 13.
It's about to go down. It's about to go down.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Can you
Here we
please
are.
roll a d13 again?
Absolutely. That's an 8.
Really? God, we've had a lot of crossovers of the history before. So it's fun for it to, oh, no. That's for a Dreadland. I should be looking at my horror search table. Guys, I'm sorry. You rolled a 13?
That would be a Dreadstorm, which I would
8.
love.
Roll 13, 13,
Okay.
8.
Okay, so I am going to preface this by saying that when you roll a 13... Oh, this is about to get really bad. A 13 means the CR is very high of what starts coming.
Sick.
I think that these could... I might call it audible and not do what I've written here, because I'm kind of surprised I had these. Let me just look at what these fuckers can do. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Well, yeah, let's run with it.
Baby.
Let's run with some D&D content before we stop using it forever. Which, spoiler alert, is coming very soon on this channel. So, Morgan, you look.
Yeah?
Oh, fuck me. This could not be more Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, guys. This is going to, Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. I must sound so obnoxious right now. I'm sorry. I have to think for 2 seconds. Cause this, okay. So, okay. Morgan.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick a good die for myself.
As you are looking at this Jeep, you do remember this Jeep this morning.
Uh-huh.
It was parked next to Templeton's. You might not bet that it was the same exact Jeep, like it's like maybe it was, next to it or whatever, but it was definitely a Jeep like this, and that just seems like too big a coincidence.
Right. Okay.
But all of you in this moment have this kind of like, as the rain begins to fall and several of the people are almost like turning to go in, you have this sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach, and Hopper sits up the straightest, ears totally back, with absolute alertness.
Can I ask him something?
Yes.
What did we do?
He looks up at you, and his eyes convey hate. And, like, it's not even, it should be fear, but it's just such absolute, just aberrance, just hates something and feels it, and as your stomachs begin to slip, you hear this, like, and sitting on the hood.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Surrounded, you hear the buzzing of flies, is this goat-headed, perched, crouching thing. This, okay, this is gonna be really bad. This barbed tail sort of off the back of it. Morgan and Alvin, how close do you think you two would have gotten to that Jeep?
I personally would not have wanted to call attention to ourselves, knowing potentially what we could have been doing.
Give me a distance in feet, or I will say for the two of you, if you want to simply take 1 on the dread clock and trigger a dreadstorm right now, you will be at a safe distance.
But not from the dreadstorm.
True. How far do you think you were?
Like,
how far did you get from the Jeep? I know you were trying to not be seen, so you were not, and you weren't asking questions. So just say, say a number of feet that the two of you got.
Zane has a better perception of space than I do, so
we were still in the vehicle, and I feel like we were about 4 or 5 houses down.
So like 300 feet.
You couldn't see it from. You wouldn't see it from 3. You wouldn't hear.
I don't know distance in my mind.
If you were trying to get a good look at it, I would say you'd have to be at a minimum 50 feet away.
Oh, so we were definitely at least 50.
You were
50 feet.
50 feet, so you didn't come up more than 50 feet. Okay, cool. All right. Let's roll initiative.
Ah!
All right.
I mean, I don't know. I can't do anything. What?
Hey, Templeton.
Why was I relieved?
Would you roll initiative as well, please?
God damn it. 12. My modifier brings to a 13.
Dan, no. We're not doing this tonight.
Alvin?
11.
Morgan?
15.
What's your modifier, Morgan?
Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you. Wait,
It should be up at the top,
Upper.
or it's just whatever your dexterity modifier is in the first column.
thank you. It is. Why can't I find it?
It's a
just-
green box. It's
just
15.
15.
Column L. Okay, 15. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Oof. All right. So Hopper. That's gonna be helpful for you guys. And then horrible monsters. What's theirs? Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh no, it's in waves, so that's all. That's one chunk of them's right then. Cool. Well, they rolled 20.
No!
Um,
Wait, Hopper or the thing?
Hopper rolled a 19. They rolled a 20. So as Hopper's like glaring out as you guys spot this, this thing, like, it turns and it's just like looking and it kind of glares at you. And here, this creature leaps off of the hood of the car, and in its place remains another, which leaps off sort of like up into the sort of like group of people standing on the lawn, and there's still another one sitting there on the hood.
Are you
It's almost like they're
fucking
like,
kidding me?
well, because there's always, there are always they come in waves. If there's 13 of these, so you have 13 of these coming at you. So I'm glad you're in a car.
When you said on the hood, is that on our hood?
No, on the hood of the Jeep, on the hood
Okay.
of that thing. So you are
Got it.
sort of far from it, but one of them is sort of like leaping in your direction. But it is not necessarily coming straight for you. It's kind of just moving around. And you notice these things, their tails just start like slashing out at people. And the people standing there, this crowd of like 10, 12 people, are all just in such like shocked to be seeing these like demonic forms and to kind of feel like the sky darkening and this strange chanting. Both of you know no mechanical stuff, like your heads are pounding, your vision is kind of like vignetting on the side. Something feels deeply unnatural and evil and wicked and demonic. And you notice as several people seemingly are falling down dead in the group. But one of these things... I'm actually going to have it make a perception check.
Do I know the names of anybody who has fallen dead?
Make a flat intelligence roll from the green column on the... for you, it's +2.
10.
No.
Okay.
Don't recognize any of them. But this one thing one of them has like gotten a little closer to you guys, but isn't like right on you, but it's just kind of moved off, and it's kind of just slashing. This one's taking out the cop, who your car was probably more like, you were maybe more like 30 feet from the cop, We'll say 30 feet. We'll say 30 feet. As it kind of moves along and it's just like in this sort of wicked, sort of demonic way. Hopper jumps up onto the dash and begins moving his paws, and this like flaming web begins to form on the outside of the windshield. Alvin, it's kind of strange. Also, because of how you guys are, like, your car is facing towards all this, just for the record. You do notice that this like demonic thing sort of sees that and like turns and looks, but you guys are in a car. And with that, Morgan, it is your turn.
I would like to use my cantrip Ghost Beam.
Okay. Morgan, busting out a cantrip, apparently, everyone. All right, Morgan. So Morgan is like doing this, and actually, as you begin doing this, Hopper's looking at you like there's a mode as Hopper's doing this, and Hopper sees you beginning to move your fingers in a somatic component. Where are you like shooting out the window?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Who are you targeting? The nearest one?
I'll like shrug at Hopper and target the nearest one.
All right, so you fire this beam, this ghostly beam of pure, sort of like concentrated spiritual energy from the ethereal plane. This ghostly kind of like sort of opaque substance fires across. Please make an attack roll, and your modifier for it is +5, so not bad at all.
Okay. Not natural 13.
Unfortunately, their armor class is literally 14.
Oh fuck.
So as you fire this ghostly beam at this thing, this sort of concentrated ghost-like force energy, it was attack. As that happens, it sort of like ducks, and then
Damn it.
just you seeing it almost like using its like reaction, preparing. It is just crouching down, preparing to spring forward with a standing leap right towards your car. So
Ooh, can I make
go ahead. Yeah, you could say something if you used your action, but what are you trying to do?
Can I say I wish that thing were dead?
You say you wish that thing were dead. You don't... You've never felt anything with it's happened, but you have said it.
Okay. And nothing happened.
You didn't see anything happen, no.
Okay.
You just say it out loud. Cool. Templeton. You're reading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Reading. Make an insight roll.
The way that I want this, the way that I want these rolls to be 13.
I'm gonna.
I mean, you know. I know you know.
I know you.
I know you know.
Absolutely know you do.
Dirty 20.
This is a good book. It's a good book. You like this book. You get it. You know what? You get it. You get what they're going for. Cool. Good turn.
Are they doing it? I get what they're going for. Are they
Yeah.
Are they good to get there?
Yeah, you get it. You get what they're going for. You're happy with it. You're vibing.
Hell yeah.
What a fun 6 seconds. Alvin, what do you want to do?
So can you describe the road ahead of me and behind me?
The road ahead of you. Ooh. Shoot. I didn't do this for her either. Okay, fine, we'll do that. The road behind you is fairly open. The road ahead of you has about kind of like 30 feet away. There's this car, and there's this like demon like I was like just killed the cop next to the cop car, and it's just sort of like looking like moving sort of somewhat toward you. We'll say it's from your exact position. It's like 32 feet because of your own, hood. In front of your car, there is this like weird sort of like swirling, fiery sort of like web or lattice.
Like a barrier? Is that on the car, or is that just in front of the car?
It's like hovering like maybe 6 inches ahead of your windshield.
Can I see through the windshield?
Yeah, and you see a demon in the road. There's shiny demon in the middle of the road.
Alvin wants to use his proficiency in trucks
Okay.
to do a fast reverse and turn around and go.
All right, Alvin, make a trucks roll.
That is a 15.
All right, with a 15. And what is your passive perception again?
I think it's 14. Yeah, 14.
Okay. All right, fine. So you you pretty quick, you like back the car up and start like pulling into you, and even you're, a 15, you don't even accidentally drive onto a lot or something. You're kind of like half turning around in a driveway, and you just you just take off, no problems. And there's that thing, kind of like in like the, like you're glancing back and you see it in the rearview mirror, like pouncing, like right, and like seems like mad that you're leaving, but you drive away. You manage to execute that sort of like, that's not even a 3-point turn. That's like a 1-point turn basically. You back up, and now you were just taking off down the road. Great. Hopper is, well, we don't know what Hopper's doing. Okay, their turn. You do see it like leap, and it's like running after you guys.
Gross.
Now, the question is, with you turning around and then doing one movement of thing, and from starting it's always half, you are 30 feet. It can do 80 feet. Can it do more than 80? No. I think Dan is singing tribute in its entirety right now. Because I said a thing. Okay. 80 feet, so it's a 50 foot, so no, it doesn't. This car won't, oh shit. Okay, that's actually very fun. So, you guys, you turn and you're going and you're like getting the car up to speed down the thing, but since you sort of are turning around, you don't have a full acceleration in you. This thing winds up with its like leaping and running. It seems to be about 20 feet behind your car. So it's kind of like, it's like, you're pretty sure like now on the open road, but it seems to be like leaping and running as fast as it can coming to you, but you've definitely gone as quick as you could, hope to go. The other ones are back there murdering people. Cool. Tight. All right, Hopper's turn. Oh, poor fucking Hopper. I don't know that Hopper can handle this. Hopper handles it. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. Okay. That's such a high roll for, okay, cool. Cool. Hopper is, fuck. Hopper can't do that though. No. Hopper's like, at this point you see Hopper like hopping up and down and is like trying to like looking at you really angrily, Alvin. It seemed like maybe he was like even trying to get your attention, but he's looking and he's like trying to communicate, but he just seems very freaked out. Make a free insight roll, Alvin, or animal handling if it happens to be better for you.
That is 16 for both. So
16 for both. You are beginning to get the impression that what Hopper is trying to convey is something along the lines of, keep the fucking fire between us and that thing. And no sooner than he says it, than Morgan, as you start your turn within 30 feet of the Bulazao, could you please make a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, god damn it. Okay, not bad.
Okay.
Hold on. That is 15.
15.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good.
You managed to,
Great.
You're okay. What would you like to do with your turn? You feel, I guess I should say, you feel this absolute wave of sickening revulsion. You feel like you're about to, you feel like your, ears are melting out, you're about to puke your guts up, but you just managed to be and shake it down. What would you like to do?
Okay, for cantrips, I can
Unlimited.
just cast them, right?
Spam,
Another
spam,
ghost beam.
spam. Another ghost beam. Roll it, get your +5 bonus. This thing has a 14 armor class.
Oh no, that is a 9.
9. It once again goes wide. Templeton. Reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
It's going
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
Having a good time.
Sounds great.
Alvin, please make a Constitution saving throw.
it's too good. 15.
15. You guys are saving against this, if nothing else. That's very good. So you you also feel this wave of sickness overtaking you, but you manage to avoid the brunt of it. What would you like to do with your turn?
Because I understand what Hopper was trying to convey.
Okay.
Is there any way I can make, like, in a way, like 3 rights, or something to kind of get that fire in between that demon? I'm not sure the best way to do it. I guess it depends on the roads. Like, it could just be a wide turn.
Sure. Make it. Yeah. Make a. Okay. So here's your options. One option is just drive as fast as you can and just like try to get totally away from it. Because you didn't feel that when you were further, but now that it's closer, you're feeling this like sickness. And based on how some of the people over there started like wooing, you think it's anything close to these things feels that. Imagine being close to more than one of them at once.
No.
But as you're trying to sort of like, as you understand that maybe Hopper's telling you there's something to that, the fire he made, you would think you would either want to, if you're still trying to get away from it, you'd need to be driving backwards. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to, you could try to turn the car around and then drive backwards, like with the thing still following you, or you could just try to outrun it. I will say it's whichever you think makes the more sense.
Yeah, I think. Well, how far away are we right now?
It is 20 feet behind you.
Oh, I don't want to stop. I want to get more distance.
Understood.
So just floor it and keep going.
Make a drive roll.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The 20, you do manage to like put the gas on and kind of get the car to its full speed, and you could even take a turn, take a turn at speed, and kind of the whole car's like, and Hopper's just sort of sliding around on the dashboard, but still like moving a paw so the fire keeps burning. And at that point, you do seem to you move a good deal faster than you think you've seen this thing jumping. So you think you have left it behind. Cool. Great. Cool. Hopper, at this sort of like, so whatever, they're off there murdering people. Hopper is just sort of like continues doing that, but it's like looking behind very frantically. And you see pure hate in his eyes. He really hates demons. Morgan, what would you like to do with your turn?
Can I hold it?
Hold your action?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ooh, you actually couldn't have done your first, wait, what's the range on Ghost Beam? Oh, 60 feet, yeah. So what do you want to do with your action? You have to say what you're doing with your action when you hold it.
Ghost Beam.
So if you see a demon, you Ghost Beam it.
Yes.
If there's a demon, I'm Ghost Beaming. Love it.
What if that demon ain't written no ghost beams?
Then you guys are royally fucked. Templeton.
I'm going to use my action to turn the page. I guess it'd be an object interaction, so never mind. That's a free action.
It's a free action, but let's make a dexterity saving throw.
18.
You don't tear a page. You don't.
Well, that's a roll of like a natural 1 to tear a page. That's a book. Like,
Templeton, you read. All seems
Right.
well.
yeah.
And then
4:45
nice.
and all. No.
Then Templeton, you get this kind of sinking feeling in your stomach. You hear this.
What's happening to the plot?
You hear this whispering, kind of like, kind of like somewhere. What's your passive, Templeton?
11.
Great. So Templeton, you kind of like have a weird like, oh, like, did I eat something weird? And what you don't see is this kind of like goat-headed like shadow kind of like cast in that window that you've opened.
Yeah. Good thing it's only open half an inch. For now. Ooh, yeah.
This long, you actually begin to hear the buzzing of flies. And there's these long nailed fingers, kind of grayish in color, wrap onto the door. And then another.
Well,
Ew.
I will say, if I hear the buzzing of, is it my turn still, or is it?
It's not your turn, no.
Okay, then never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's your turn happens, then they go on initiative count 12 because it's awesome. Okay. So basically, as you do this, you're kind of hearing a buzzing of flies. And you're on your turn. You're kind of like you didn't start feeling bad until after you turned the page. You did a great job of that.
Right. Yeah.
But then, as you're almost like you don't see anything until, but then you hear like a, and you look over at the window, and you kind of maybe the angle you don't quite see, but as you lean, you see that there is this like goat-headed, boil-covered, these two massive horned things staring at you through the window, and you see it like trying to lift with its unable to do so. I'm going to give it an extra try, and then you see this barbed, poisonous tail come up, like from like between sort of the from like the center, almost like a third arm, and with that, the window is pushed open. And this thing begins to like kind of like bending its arms back, and its horns like tearing against the wood as it pushes itself in, and it's staring at you. And in your mind, you feel this like voice, this presence, simply saying, "It is time for you to suffer."
Oh my god.
You're like, whoa, this book is really... Yeah. Alvin. Your turn.
So, you said last time I felt as if it was far enough away that I had evaded it, or... At
this point, you can look out the window and you can see it, like, in the far distance, still kind of, like, running after you, but you are well outpacing it at this point.
And then what's ahead? Is it, I at some point, I know these city limits.
It ends in mist. Yes. Where do you want to go? Like, where do you want to drive to? What destination would you have? You just want to go home? You want to go back to the cemetery? What seems like a safe place?
I mean, I always think the cemetery is the safest. That's where I feel.
You can certainly begin making your way back to the Grand Necropolis. You know, it's kind of like, it's on the outside of the town. You can always go to one part outside of town and stick with it. Great. Wave 1 goes. Hopper will just maintain. Morgan, what would you like to do? Hold your action again?
Yes. Ghost beam.
Wise thing to do. Cool. So now, Templeton, first of all, Constitution saving throw. Sorry, buddy.
I have a 0 modifier. That's a 15 on the die.
I'm going to tell you guys a hilarious thing. Hopper also rolled a 15.
Wow.
Everyone has rolled a 15 against this
nice.
so far. So that thing is pushing its way into this room. And you can feel yourself getting sick, but you see it there. What would you like to do, Templeton?
I'm going to grab the little washing machine that's next to me on the table and throw it at it, and then I'm going to run.
Okay. You are?
I'm going to try. Throw the washing machine at it.
All right. Okay. Yeah, give me like a thrown, wow. Give me a thrown weapon roll, basically.
That's is it just my strength, or is it what are we putting on it?
I'll let you do dex on a thrown. That's fine. It's range.
I mean, I guess the question is, do I get my proficiency bonus on this or not?
Yeah, sure.
10.
Okay. That's sad. You throw it, but it's already like moving too quickly, and you're running out of the room.
I'm running, yeah.
Cool. You throw it. You don't really see what happens. You just you're not sure what happens with it. It doesn't hit it.
And I'm yelling, "Oh my god! Oh my god! There's a devil here!"
Okay. You make your way out of the room. We'll say room like 10, like with standing up. That's not fully from prone, but it's a couple of things. So we'll say that you get about like 10 feet out into the hallway.
Yeah.
And you're shouting, "There's a devil here." That's a wise thing to have done. The creature follows you because its initiative is one after yours. So from behind, this like scampering, double-horned, kind of like this like goat-headed demon rushes up Templeton, and like you kind of were half thinking like, is this the kind of a nightmare? No, it is now right behind you, and it's just this tail, this barbed, poisonous, kind of grossly green-tinged tail just whips forward, the same one that got the window open, and tries to slash for your back.
All right.
So actually, it's not even that big a plus to hit. What's your armor class, Templeton?
11.
Okay, so I rolled a 7, and it has a +4 to hit.
Okay.
So with an 11, this thing just
Yep.
slashes into your back, dealing you. It's a D12 damage. That's rough. Okay, I do only roll a 2, so it's 4 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Plus,
there's some kind of Constitution saving throw I must make.
Oh, there is. Well, now's the necrotic. Hold on.
All right.
Roll low. I literally roll a 1.
All right.
One on the purple necrotic. Okay, so
All right.
I assume you're still sort of up here. But yes, please make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 7. I assume that does not pass.
Yes, and now you become poisoned, and as you like are hit with it, like you realize like, oh, I'm not dead, although it just slashes across your back, Templeton. And probably you're not the best breather, what with all the tobacco. As you kind of like take this gasp, but then your body, like in response to getting it, like though it moved quickly, it's not like after that hit, it's not like grabbing you. It's kind of just like slowly like stalking it. As you turn back, you feel like your body just beginning to rot, and you start coughing, Templeton. And you cough, and you feel this movement in your throat, and you cough up a mouthful of flies. A couple of them have swarmed upwards, and they're coming out of your nose, and you're just this hacking cough. And you look at your fingernails, and they begin to there's blood coming out of all your fingernails, and it's just you're just like, oh my god, I'm going to die. This is really bad. Alvin Theodore, still driving?
Yes.
No rolls required. Unless you're doing anything other than if you're just heading to the thing, no roll required. You're great. Cool. Trapper rolled really low on initiative, but you did call out there's a devil. So from the steps above you, that leather-clad individual starts coming bounding down the stairs. And sort of is moving sort of somewhat quickly, and seeing you and seeing this Bulazao, and then kind of looking around, and you also didn't notice the one that is standing in the now open door of Sailor's room. And there's another, and you see a shadow of one coming up the stairs. And Trapper, kind of having come halfway to see what the fuss is, just looks at this and says, God, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I think Trapper's gonna do this way. Trapper looks at you, Templeton.
Mm-hmm.
And Trapper just says, fucking horror surges. And Trapper's gonna throw a knife at you. That will hit your armor class.
Yeah, I assume it will.
I
have 3 hit points left.
Trapper is trying to relieve you of those. You actually couldn't possibly. Yeah, your Trapper is like, because you're surrounded by 3 balloons. Trapper's like, I'm not gonna have this person rot to death. Just throws a thing, and the coughing of the flies. You're kind of cut. Well, actually, I'll roll in case. I don't think Trapper could with not even rolling a 4. No, it's 7 points of damage. So, yeah, there was no way to kill you outright. So you are gonna make some horrible death saves, but Trapper's trying to speed the process along.
Yeah.
Cool. But at that, Trapper does that and then uses the rest of their movement to just get upstairs. And in the distance, Templeton, you hear a window breaking, and a Mistwalker leaping.
Yep.
Oh, Templeton, sweet Templeton. Okay. Bad news. Others are other places. Okay, so yeah, that's the more fun way. Okay. Hopper continues keeping the fiery power ahead. Morgan.
Yes.
You have this horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
No. 10.
Morgan.
Yeah.
You take 3 points of necrotic damage.
From my HP?
From your HP. And with your passive perception, I'll say that you actually see some more of these horns. You see one kind of like, at like the car that you're passing is kind of like emerging next to a mailbox. On the other side of the road, there's one. These are like further from you. You see them moving, but you're like, how am I sick? And then, as you glance in the rearview mirror, you see these like 2 kind of like wide eyes, blank, goat-like eyes staring at you. There is one of these things in the bed of this truck.
Can I take all 3 of my actions?
Nope, you only get to hold 1 action for the rest of the thing. However, you did hold an action, so before your turn, you can shoot 1 at it, and I will say it is, because it's a truck, I'll say it's 6 feet away. I'm gonna give it a little extra cover because you're like trying to shoot through like the glass of the back thing, but go ahead and ghost beam. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Roll high, you can do it.
I can't, it's a 2.
I'll say that Alvin, as you're beginning to feel sick, you see Morgan just like, and she kind of like does this thing, and you feel this like chill that's different from these monsters, as if there's this like ghostly energy that just got sprayed around. And Hopper's now turning around, and you see Hopper just go as if, this fucker got behind me, asshole. Great. Okay, so they've arrived as their thing. Templeton, make a death saving throw. Sorry, Templeton. Oh,
Sorry.
Templeton. If only they hadn't rolled.
13, baby, let's go! Let's fucking go! We're in it to win it!
Wow. All right.
All right, first of all, roll the D13 to see if you trigger a horror
what
surge.
a great night, Templeton, you sweet bastard, sacrificing yourself for the greater good of humanity. 13.
Wait.
What?
13 on the D13.
So we have a horror surge.
Good night, everyone.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
go to sleep.
Templeton, please roll another D13 for me. Oh no. 4.
God.
Okay, so that one will be less. It would have been nice if Zane had rolled a 4 on his, because it would have been a much less of a thing. So there's 2. There we go. So it is a Dreadstorm, and now I need one more 13 from you, Dan.
Is this for the Dreadstorm domain?
This is for the domain of the Dreadstorm.
A 4 again.
4, eh? Dreadland number 4.
Is this the Bjergaten? The Lekagaten?
No, we've moved. I moved everything around. 4. This is one Rawlings has crossed off.
Oh, right, yes, yes,
Templeton,
Rocket
as
race?
you lie there dying, the last thing you hear is the smooth, sexy sound of steel drums. Okay. It is, yes, okay, so, with that, whoof, okay.
Oh no.
There we go, now it's a party. Okay.
I'm like, what other sexy things right now do I have in reach? And the answer is not many.
Just put your hands on yourself.
Oh, shit. Holy fuck.
Give the
this
people
could
what
actually
they
be crazy.
want.
All right.
Tiffany's so ready though.
Tiffany would love to pass through. All
She's
right.
been through so
Great.
much, but she would go through.
Okay, with that, Jesus Christ, we go back to the. So basically, at this point, Templeton, we're not going to deal with. You're probably dead. They're gonna whatever you.
I got bigger fish to fry here.
They're dealing with like whatever's going on here. Alvin, your turn. There is a thing behind you. So the first thing that happens is please give me a Constitution saving throw. Because there is a thing within 30 feet of you. You've passed the rest of them, but it's whatever. What do we got? 13? 1-3? Roll a 13. All right. There we go. There we go. Okay.
It's a 9.
It's a 9 on the second roll?
It's a 9. It's a 9 on the second roll.
All right.
Oh god.
All right.
This,
Cool.
this big boy.
That big boy has been rad. All right. Perfect. Thank you, sir. With that.
Oh, and what was I even rolling?
You were rolling Constitution saving through, but the DC
Oh,
is
and
actually
I have a
the
blast
DC
bonus,
is helpfully is 13, so you actually did pass. So you're not taking necrotic damage just from proximity. What would you like to do? There is one of these things in the bed of your truck. You have the feeling it's going to try to like put its tail through here and try to murder you guys, and just being close to it kills you, obviously as well.
Alvin is going to slam on the brakes.
All right. So basically, Alvin, you're going to try to slam the brakes, and then drive away, to try to get rid of it.
I slam on the brakes and then drive toward it
Understood.
again because I know he's going to be
I
in
will
between us
say-
and the thing.
Well, he's
That
behind.
is
He's
a
like
very horror movie trope.
yeah. So you're trying to get it out of the car by slamming on the brakes, then driving. Okay, perfect.
Flies forward and then I run over it.
Oh, okay. I understand. Make a drive roll for me.
That's very horror movie.
It's only a 10. Oh, yeah, a truck's roll, right?
A truck's roll, yeah. So you make a truck's roll, so you slam on the brakes. Okay, so so what that means is it's a DC 10 dexterity for it to, actually, which is worse for it? Strength and dexterity are the same. So basically, it's a strength or dexterity, whatever it is, it's a DC 10 for it to hang in place where it is. So if I roll, I'm going to roll the green one because it's more sickly, demonic evil. So if I roll an 8 or higher on this, it's going to hang on. Your turn is in vain. I have unfortunately rolled a 9.
Oh.
So it almost moves a little, but it manages to just hang on, and you see this demonic face sort of behind you. But then you keep driving, I assume. Okay, so because there were some back there, so you now keep driving. All right. Trapper's off doing God knows what they're doing. These ones are irrelevant. Hopper has to make the con save. Hopper could really die from this, so Hopper really needs to make this con save.
Wow.
Hopper makes the con save. I'm very impressed with Hopper. Because Hopper has a -1 to con. So, yeah, okay. Great. Hopper's up, okay. The fact that this thing's back there, Hopper's gonna try to... I'm gonna let Hopper try to move the barrier to the back of the car somehow. I don't know that this will work. Oh, shoot! No, I'm so sorry. Dan, wait a second. All your revelry has forgotten. There is something I need you to do. Dan, would you please roll on behalf of Voluptua?
I would
Of
love to
course,
roll on
of
behalf
course.
of
And who would like to roll on behalf of Paradise?
I will.
Please roll 2 d20s, Zane, and Dan roll 1 d20. Advantage for
You know
your
what?
team.
That's a 9.
So are we adding the score together?
What's the higher number?
Oh, 11.
Ooh, okay, so 1. It is 1 for
That's
the
right.
home team.
I get it.
Damn it. What's the sexiest D20 I have?
But the problem is that if Voluptua can win this, the Redfoot boarding house will forever be transformed into a sexy hotel.
The red nipple boarding house.
Yeah, the Redfoot fetish boarding house.
Guys, you can't say that word on Twitch.
Fetish?
No, nipple.
Oh, nipple?
Just
Oh,
said it.
you can't say female.
I was told yesterday.
You can't say
on my
female
stream.
presenting nipple. Okay,
Oh.
so with that, that's round 1 of that stuff. Hopper's gonna try to move that thing behind. Come on, Hopper. Hopper needs to roll really high to do this. Hopper rolls a 9. Hopper does not. Hopper can't get the thing behind, but Hopper, realizing that there's demons, it kind of looks up at you, Morgan, and just gives you this. Oh, Hopper's fucking mad because he needs you. Hopper gives you an intense look. It kind of like gives like Alvin this kind of like whatever look. And Hopper then, as if he's giving you a look of like,
Inspiration?
do what I do. And then Hopper is going to jump out of the car and attempt to dexterity saving throw and not die on the pavement. Okay, well. Oh, can take disengages, but I'm going to say because of that, Hopper's able to, he didn't roll quite high enough, but I've given him an edge because he is a bunny, and they do hop. All right, so Hopper leaps out of the car, but Morgan, you got
Literally
the
in the
sense
name.
that Hopper was telling you, come with me if you want to live.
Okay.
Yeesh. Okay. Templeton's done. Their stuff's irrelevant. Alvin, what would you like to do?
So Morgan is still in the vehicle.
Oh, also Morgan make a, oh wait, Morgan didn't take her turn. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's Hopper's, yeah. Morgan, no, it's their turn. Shoot, it's the monster's turn. Okay, the monster's gonna try to, the monster's going to come up and try to attack, Alvin or Morgan. Evens Morgan, odds Alvin. It's coming for you, Morgan.
Okay.
The demon kind of is gonna swip around and kind of try to slash you with its tail. I roll an 11 to hit. What is your armor class?
Probably low. It is 10.
10 is your armor class?
Yeah,
Oh, no. Okay.
it's fine.
I know. This is the worst thing you guys could have rolled. This may be a TBK kind of night. I'm sorry, guys.
Dan is vibing.
Dan's having a
so-
great time.
Morgan, you take 9 points of slashing damage.
I'm dead.
Well, you're unconscious. But hold on. You also take... And then that's a full 8. So what is your hit point maximum?
7.
And how many did you have when this started?
7.
You were full?
Yeah.
No, didn't you take some from getting sick? You took 3 from getting sick, right?
Oh, yeah. I thought
so
you meant
4.
like from the.
So
very
you needed
beginning.
11, so it just did 16 to you. So basically,
Yeah.
Alvin, as you're driving, you see Hopper like looks at her and is like, come with me. And Morgan's kind of half looking, and then you just watch as Morgan like is looking at you, and then just, and out of her chest is this like sharp, pronged, like sticking out of her chest.
Wow. So like she's still just unconscious?
Alvin, I'm going to give you. She's she has not fully died. Morgan, you can say one last thing. I mean, she's dead. She can't. She's dead. But Morgan, you may have a last word if you'd like.
Bail.
She says, "Bail." Alvin, is there anything you'd like to? You may say something as a reaction. You may speak words right before the life leaves her eyes. If there's anything you'd like to say.
good night. And then he jumps out of the car.
Understood. Well, so before you may jump out of the car, you do have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, well, I may not jump out of the car. It would have been cool had he, though. Oh, that's 17.
Perfect. All right, Alvin, make a dexterity saving throw as you jump out of the car.
So that's a nat 1. So that's a 2. That's a 2 total.
You're gonna take. I rolled pretty bad on it. You're gonna take 4 points of damage as you land on the ground. Just as your car kind of continues on. I'm so sorry, Morgan. This is sad days.
It's fine.
All right. Dan, could you roll again for Voluptua? Zane, would you please roll double for... Or actually, Lauren, would you please roll 2d20s, pick the higher.
Oh, don't fuck me, Gil. 17.
That's pretty good.
10.
10 was your higher? That's bigger than 5, so that's actually a big one. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's a thing, that's a full... Okay, great. Hopper's just running. Hopper. Okay. The Bulazao is going to try to jump out of the moving car. Actually, it's gonna have disadvantage to try to get out of the car. You might be saved by the unwieldiness of this thing, Alvin. Wow. You are. I rolled disadvantage, and I rolled a 20 and a 2.
Nice.
So I'm going to say that the Bulazao tries to jump out after you, but its horns get entangled in the vehicle. And as it's going, Alvin, it now comes to your turn. You are not within 30 feet of any of these, although you do see there are a few of them back there standing. And as your truck is kind of careening off the road, what would you like to do with your action?
I would like to run toward, just run toward the bunny.
You run toward the bunny. Make a perception check. That's a great idea. Yeah. All things being equal, the rabbit will go with you. That's fine. Yeah, sure.
That's a 22.
Oof, 22. You can tell that you see where the rabbit is going. You may follow after the rabbit. The rabbit is very clearly going in the same direction you would be going, all things being equal. The rabbit is going back to the Grand Acropolis of Paradise. All right, new round, please. Templeton. Or, sorry, Dan, that is. Roll for Voluptua. I'll tell you what, I want Lauren and Zane to both, each of you roll 1d20.
Don't
Okay.
fuck me, Gil. Fuck, that's an 8.
2.
Oh!
18.
God damn it! Fuck!
Paradise is storming back. There has been one big thing, so that's a good thing, but if you can... there are consolation prizes of this. If you can get... Dan, if you... So basically, at this point, I think I'm going to end the initiative for the people, because Alvin is running after Hopper. Morgan, that's a real shame. But that thing got you, and... this was a bad one.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So,
So it goes in Paradise.
I'm going to end that initiative, but we'll keep it going because, Alvin, as you run through the rain, and every few feet you have this, whiff of, Drakkar Noir and rum that you can smell. It's very weird. And, Mai Tais. Templeton, or that is... Actually, all three of you roll one more time for me. Or potentially 2 more times, based on how this goes. Come on, Dan. Okay.
Which die do I use?
What do we got?
We're gonna go with this big chonker.
Come on.
Big metal daddy.
Roll high. Come on. You know you can do it.
9.
Zane.
5.
Lauren. 10.
God fuck shit! God damn it!
So,
you never let me have real fun, Philip.
I didn't do it. I was rooting for you, because that would be an interesting crossover. However, Wow. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. The rain continues. The dread storm passes. Though because it won one round, there will be some minor changes to the Redfoot boarding house, but there is not a full incursion. Templeton and Morgan are dead. Alvin runs after that strange rabbit. And elsewhere, kind of like, we'll say this, no, here, all right, in the Lover's Lich Yard, the stone man, his arms raised, pushing back the dreadstorm that was encroaching, kind of lowers his arms in this kind of strange simulacrum of actual breathing and exhaustion, but he just seems frustrated. He just turns back and says, I can't believe they're trying to push through now. Everyone wants to get what I have. What were you saying? The sailor says, Dark Lord, it would appear that, as I was saying, the soldier of fortune had been seen in Voluptua, and now seen here. That was the man who got away from you, based on your description of him. I do believe you're under attack, and you might want to call in the rest of those who are loyal to you, and any other assistance you might be able to gain from the other members of your alliance. My dread lord. And he says, everyone's always after me. Aye, but this is different with his tombstones. I don't care about those. I care about love. And I don't care about people who cut up stone. Even so, my dread lord, whatever you may or may not care about, this is your reality. You may have to give something up to the other dreadlords with whom you're allied for more assistance. Otherwise these storms may grow more and more intense. But I'm a humble servant, a humble wanderer. I simply thought you ought to know why I was here and what the stakes may be. The stone man says, all right. Okay. I guess it's time to have a little meeting. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh shit!
Well, it sounds like things are gonna be spicy for a Friday the 13th next week, where even the Dreadmasters 13th will count.
Yes, the Dreadmasters count as well next week. Well, that was a rather eventful one. That was that's one of the most, honestly, when I picked that monster, I remember the fact that they have that thing. You guys all rolled pretty well for your Constitution until the end there. Like those are a rough thing to have as a swarm monster, but I put it in because 1 in 13 shot. Why not? Pour one out for Morgan Mason and Templeton Worcestershire. The genre of this sort of shifted a little tonight, obviously.
You could say he was goated demon with the Worcestershire sauce.
You could say it, but should you? I mean, you probably should. Well, guys, that was fun. Yes, next week is a Friday the 13th, so it will be a special episode, some different rules. I actually have some ideas for next week that I may talk to some of the players about as well, because we have some players coming in here. Because you guys
new characters.
We have new characters because you guys are both dead. Well, thank you so much. This was amazing. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank everybody for that hype train situation.
Yes.
Can't believe that feels like it was so long ago.
It kind of was.
A lot of us died inside. Time.
We lost a lot along the way.
Really did.
We did have. Want to do our shout outs. We had someone named Steinbergler.
That guy's weird.
Subscribed with Prime. I don't know who that is.
That
Book
guy
and
says
Dagger resubscribed again. Been subscribed for 21 months. Minnesota Twins gave out a community sub gift. We had a hype train that was happening. Minnesota Twins resubscribed. Steinbergler, I don't know who that is.
I still don't know who that is.
500 bits. Some
He's just a
Zane
creep.
Swords guy gave out a bunch of gifts.
That's cool.
Steinbergler again. Who
Swords
is
are
this
great.
guy?
The swords are very cool.
Swords, they're really nice. Book and Dagger was cheering. The Rose Explodes, whoever that is, was cheering. Minnesota Twins, very generous, gave out 5 community sub gifts
So nice.
this evening.
Thank you so much.
We had
So
The Rose
happy to have
Explodes
you back.
cheering. We had Steinbergler again gave out 5 community sub
Oh,
gifts,
jeez.
making
weird
hitting us
about
at
it.
hype
Thirsty.
train level 6.
That guy sounds like he's like trying way too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And we had a massive meaty raid this evening with our favorite buff dude, Swole Initiative Network.
Thank you so
came
much.
through with 37 viewers this
That's so
evening. That was
kind.
super awesome. And we got I think about 5 new followers this evening, which is pretty dope.
That's
Maybe more.
Thank you guys
Everything you
so
said was
much.
dope. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Big fan of it.
Thank you all so much. We hope you enjoyed. Tonight was a crazier one than I was expecting, and
It was intense.
now we got to this too. We had a dread storm that was less impactful because the characters were already dead for the horror surge.
Fair.
Oh, that was wild. So, also another horror surge is starting. You did trigger another horror surge.
Yeah.
We just didn't even get to the skeletons.
Yeah, Book and Dagger was like, to be fair, the second horse surge and consequential is like, for us at least, right now.
Yes, I will. I'm gonna give Alvin a pass from that. I'll say that in the distance, Alvin, you see various skeletons are like falling apart as they're attacking those demon things. Yeah.
Was David S. Pumpkins maybe there too?
Part of it. He's part of it.
Yeah. Okay, good.
He's just having a blast.
Yeah, that became a pretty. I'm gonna give Alvin and Hopper a pass on the skeletons, even though skeletons are the ones you guys could have easily survived. Well, thank you so much for watching this. If you like what we do, please follow us or go to our Discord where we have all sorts of stuff going on. On Sunday, on Sunday night at 7:30 Pacific time, we're gonna have a Star Wars chat. On Monday, we're going to have our next session of Lost Lore Academia, 7:30, for the next big one, where we see some of the results of the Lore Master situation, maybe summon some new characters. Very excited about that. And then on Tuesday, Grey in the Dark has been getting pretty crazy. Grey in the Dark's last session was super fun. Had a big fight, and it may kind of be continuing here, so come check that out as well. I think that's... And then come back next week for Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Great way to start off the
It's gonna
year.
be dark.
Yes, and it's gonna be awesome. So thank you all so much. This has been so fun. Appreciate it. Thanks to the players. Until next time, have a dreadful night.
Your bags are packed, you're at the door, a taxi's on its way. There's nothing left to say, I'll give you back the ring. Don't look at me like that, you had to know it ends like this. Couldn't you feel it in my kiss? Not happily ever after.